Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. This is part 8 of our Halberd run. Last time we went through Smoldering Lake and we got the Executioner set, which was very nice. We also got, though we don't have it equipped, our first shield for the run. Might be our only shield, but we'll have to see. But here we're going to be starting out with Irithyll. And this armor set has eyes. But we can't see our eyes, that's very strange. But I'm sure it'll be fine. All we have to do is not die. So, bring a doll to be granted passage. That's in reference to the small doll you get from Deacons of the Deep. But you keep moving forward. And this very nice doggo spawns. Who is very aggressive. And it takes a lot of stamina to deal with. But I believe in you. I believe in you. And beating them gets you Pontiff's right eye. Which boosts attack. As long as you can get a combo going. But if you don't beat them, like if you don't kill them here first try, they dip. And you can't pass through this fog wall without the small doll. So keep that in mind. So in order to make it here, you have to go through Deacons of the Deep. Which technically makes it a mandatory area. Even though it really doesn't feel like a mandatory area. I mean, I guess they did that for Anri's quest, but it just really feels like an optional area. Similar to oh, what's it called? Hammock-Charnel Lane. Couldn't think of the name for a minute. But once you get through there, if you've been doing Sirris's quest, then you can be summoned by them here. And it's not to take on a boss. It's to take on an invader. You can't see until you get close. Now, thankfully, Halberd has good range. And so we can hit him while staying out of their like we can stay safe. I was about to say, Sirris, do not walk into that. Oh, they have that item. I didn't know they had that item. Them having that item does not matter. But they do have that. So they have 2 heals and then like a thing they can bite that gets them back to full health. So they have 3 heals. Beautiful.
Thank you for your kind assistance. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
I don't have it. You'll need to summon, what's his face for it? Goddard. There's a certain gesture that I really like to do for co-op. And it's kind of like point up, but it's a bit faster. And it lets you hold the weapon in your hand. I think it's called Buy My Sword. It's really nice for co-op and like taking out a boss as just like a small celebratory thing. But if you head back to Firelink, then you can talk to her and you'll get a few items as a reward. But we can do that in a little bit because we can continue on right now and not have to deal with 2 different loading screens. Yeah, he's not gonna come after me. Rude. Right. Pontiff Knight Curve Sword. And a large Titanite Shard. Pontiff Knight Curve Sword would be good if this was the Curve Sword run, but it's not. So back there was a locked door that I didn't get to show off because the one enemy aggroed on. But these enemies, I very much love. Because if you didn't get it before, these enemies can drop the Claymore, which is a great sword. And one of my favorite weapons. It's not like super unique or flashy. It doesn't do anything super special. It's just a versatile and reliable weapon. And I appreciate that. Ow. How could you? How could you? How could you? I usually wait a lot longer because I don't like dealing with this, because you get like one single swing off and then he does the little slam the ground thing, and that forces you to roll. But either way, he's dead. One of my rules for these runs is getting every single weapon in the weapon class. And that weapon that they have is technically Halberd. So we're gonna need to get it. If we don't get it here, I'm not going to grind for it. Not on camera, because that would be a waste of time. And I don't want to waste your time. So that's something that I can do off camera. And that's why I kept Crystal Sage's rapier. Because it boosts item discovery, which will help grind. And large Titanite Shard. You can keep spewing your gunk. It will not save you. Hitting me can save you, but that's besides the point. So here there's a little crystal lizard who drops a twinkling titanite. And then there's an enemy down there, but there's no way to get to them. Except there is. Because it's not just an illusory wall, it's an entire illusory staircase. And so you can take that out. And then you can get another large titanite shard. Our Lucern's at +6, so that doesn't really help us. But it could help us upgrading other halberds. Here, there's a branch. Again, for fair enemies, like, against enemies that aren't annoying to fight, I should say. Yeah, Doris is gnawing off of them. And this is the door that was locked before. It brings us back to the beginning. But against enemies that aren't annoying to fight, I don't really like to sneak that much. I mean, I do in Elden Ring because there's a lot more you can do. But in the other games, I like to just go straight at them because something about it just feels more honorable. Like giving the enemy a chance to fight back. And it's nice. Large titanite shard. And locked a door. Or a shortcut door, I should say. And not going that way. And over here, one more large titanite shard. But anyways, it's just nice to, like, get as much experience in the combat as possible. Especially since I haven't played Dark Souls 3 in a bit. So back here. Hello.
Oh, my. You are. But I'm afraid we require more time. As long as it takes a dark droplet to fall, that is all. Our gracious Lord. Oh, but as long as...
So they're there doing stuff, and Anri is here.
Oh, I thought it might be you. Good to see you. I never managed to find Horace. But my duty must be done, even alone, as an unkindled Lord Seeker. For the children I knew, bless their souls. We all have our reasons, don't we? Ah, you are brave indeed, to face your duty alone. I would do well to learn from you. May the flames guide your way.
Like, I never managed to find Horse, they say, as I'm wearing Horse's outfit. But if you didn't tell Anri about Smoldering Lake before, then that's when they'd give you Ring of the Evil Eye. Also, don't let these enemies fool you, because if you go straight for the item, that's 50 souls and they will push you off the map. And if you're embered once you pass this tree, that will trigger an invasion. And it's the same person we helped Sirris kill. Nope. 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 Well, maybe. That thing stops you from healing. At least with the Estus. And so... be careful of that. And you can get out of here. And beating them gets you Dragon Slayer's Axe. Which would be nice if this was the axe run. And you can turn around. And not worry about me. And behind this is an undead bone shard. So that will once again give us more healing potency from our Estus Flask. And we're not gonna continue too much. I just want to take out these dogs. Because dogs are a pain when you don't have a shield. If you do have a shield, which I do, but not wearing it, then dogs suddenly become a pushover. But I didn't have the shield equipped because reasons. But now with them down and out of the way, we can continue on. That's an online play item, and I don't care for it, so... And Anri is gone. But before heading back to Firelink, we can head back to Central Irithyll real quick. Because I believe something appears here once you beat Creighton as an invader. Yeah, right in the middle of the road. So once you beat them as an invader, then you can get their chain set. So that'll be good to know, because just how I do a different weapon class each run, I do different shields and armor each run. So knowing how to get as many different armor sets as soon as possible is very good. But now we can head back to Firelink, because there's a few things here.
I have not thanked you for your generous rescue. That dark spirit was one of Rosaria's fingers, vile bastard offspring who lurk in the darkness. My sworn enemies. Fearsome invaders, to say the least. I would not have made it alone. You have my deepest gratitude. If you require help on your travels, I offer you my sign. Blessing of the moon upon your journey. If you require blessing...
So, the Blessed Mailbreaker is just the Mailbreaker, a normal dagger. And I believe you can get it in the High Wall of Lothric, over by where you found Greirat, but it just has the Blessed Infusion. And they also give you the Silver Cat ring, which nullifies full damage, which is very nice.
So,
Do we have any of these? Nope.
treat?
Alright, so we can just continue on then. And not gonna use this. We can keep this just in case. Not Evangelist, not gonna do that. Can't use that, set this run. Okay. Not using sorceries this run. Not a dagger run, not a curved sword run, not an axe run, not a miracle run. And souls. Good. Good.
Ashen one.
Okay.
What?
So, and we need chunks for this. This, let's see, 12, 24, 36. So, we're 5 away from being able to get every single halberd we have to +3. And we can get a single, like we can get one halberd to +6. Besides the Lucerne.
Pretty like that.
Alright. But once you make it to Irithyll,
Oh, hello. Fine work, I say. Discovering Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, all in a day's work. If the tales are true, it is home to old moon-worshipping nobles, and should be packed with treasure. What do you think? Shall I go and see what I can find? A fine choice. I am Greirat the thief. What I bring back will be worthy of that name. Goodbye. I will leave for some time. So long for now. Do stay safe, you hear? Or my efforts will have been for naught.
so for that, if you want to keep him alive, you need to do Sigurd's quest up to this point, which would be buying the Katarina set and throwing it into the well for him. And you need to have Pontiff Sullivan alive.
Speak thy desire, honorable Lord of Hollows.
Our lord and liege. Knowest thou of a maid named Anri, she of the full? Till we meet maid.
We already got that dialogue. But I know they have some new stuff coming soon.
Very then take.
But we're close to another level. See, 23,640.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
We could probably get it. If we just throw some stuff away. Which we can do. How much stuff we can throw away is a little but
Ashen.
I don't think we're getting it. Tragic, but we'll survive. And now we can head back to Church of Yorshka. So, in Dark Souls 3, they split stamina and equip load into 2 different stats. And the way I generally deal with equip load here is if I can have this roll, then I'm good and I don't level vitality. But if I can't have this roll and everything I want, then I level basically nothing but vitality. And I want to be able to throw on Executioner's armor, which is another 7 levels away. I thought there was an enemy there. Maybe I'm mistaken, maybe they fell down. Ah, yeah, there's 2 enemies there. Well, there's normally only 1. And this is something funny that happens sometimes. It's this enemy will just be in the wall. So I'm gonna leave them there because they're not a threat. And these things don't give a whole lot of souls. Like 275. That's not bad. Especially for a basic enemy that moves slowly and can be 2-shot. And can be found in large numbers like this. But here, if you want to leave, you can just leave. Like, you can honestly just walk through this room and bail. And, like, what are they gonna do? There's not a whole lot they can do. Because they're pretty slow. Good. And the drop. Oh. Yeah, I like this moveset a lot more. I remember there being a 4-swing moveset. I don't know if that is exclusive to Elden Ring, or if that's like on Glaives. Oh, they fell down. Because I don't think we have any glaive type halberds just yet, and they might have their own unique moveset. And here, this drop would make you take some fall damage, but... And that little blue puff of smoke indicates that. Now, here in this chest, you get a spear. And then you can drop down. Blue puff of smoke. Saved ourselves from some fall damage. And once again, we could just leave. Which I think that's what we're gonna do, even though one enemy was alive. So they might come back to put a knife in our back. Or maybe they won't. Now, down is progress, but right is more enemies than items. And as a general rule, the way of progress should almost always be the last way you go. Right, but we take out all those enemies, and in the first section here, boom, illusory wall. And the crystal lizard. And they give us a twinkling titanite. Yep. Didn't know where they were, didn't matter. They got a blood gem. Alright. And here, there's a ring of sacrifice. And here's where those stairs down go. Now, here the water slows you down, but you can run, and that lets you jog. And it doesn't take any stamina. And if you didn't kill the giant dog on the bridge in the beginning, then they'll spawn here. And while you do technically have more room to move, because the water slows you down, you can only really fight in this tiny little section here. Now, here, if you go straight over to that item, a bunch of enemies spawn. And here, as you can see, this one is fully underground and it takes on more of a bluish tint. Fully underground, more of a bluish tint, whereas this is slightly above, underwater, not underground. But this one's slightly above the water, and it has more of like a whitish glow. So that's how you can tell which ones are alive and which ones are dead. But you take them out and you can safely get great heal. Like I said, you go straight for the item, the two of them get up and go after you, so better to get the sneak attack on them. Ambush the ambushers, as I have recently heard on something. But you keep going. There's a tunnel there you can go down, which that is the next thing we're gonna do, but first, on this little land section, there's a door, and we can head down here to get ourselves a bonfire. And the bonfire is very good. So now we don't have to go through that like dark room with the torch or run through all this water anymore. But heading into here, there's some enemies. Who don't like us very much. So, take it slow. Better to go along the outskirts. And this is one of those areas where pokey Halberd would be better. Because it can't bounce off the ceiling nearly as easily. But there's 3 enemies there. I believe that's where Greirat's ashes are if he dies. But there's also some ashes here. And heading forward, you got Siegmeyer there. Or Siegward in this game. Do not talk to him. Leave him alone. Like, don't, in the area where we got the bonfire recently, don't go down those stairs and don't talk to him. Because doing either of those can very easily kill Greirat. Now here, behind you, there's a guy with a great bow. And so I like to go along this area because these pillars can be used as cover. And then I like to fight this guy over here. Because it is a lot safer. You don't have as much room, but you're also not gonna take a great arrow to the temple. And he drops a divine blessing, and we got a large titanite shard out of it. We needed, I believe, 5 more, so now we need 4 more. You can go forward past that painting to continue on, or you can take this side path in order to take on some more enemies, get some more items. Here we get another divine blessing. We got Smo's great hammer. And we got the Leo ring. What does Leo ring even do? Strengthens thrust weapon counterattacks. Something I never use. I actually don't know how useful it is because I never use it. But I mentioned in a previous part the usefulness of the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring. Thankfully that did not backfire there. But when you walk up behind an enemy, you can see that they like just started to turn. But if you ooh, 2 large titanite shards is nice. But it's like, even though you're walking, which is stealthy, they still turn. But if you have the Slumbering Dragon Crest ring, which makes you silent, then they don't turn. Which is something to note. And you can die. And another 2 large titanite shards, nice. I know, it was 5 titanite shards that I needed. Well, still, large titanite shards, even better because we can buy the normal ones. We cannot buy the large ones just yet. I'm gonna put on the shield here because there's dogs. Going through recently, like I said, I did a general dexterity build on console, partially to de-rust. And partially to go through the DLC again. Because I have the DLC on console. But something really funny that happened here was one of the dogs, I don't know if they spawned that way or if they did like a running jump attack, but they ended up in this little section and they got stuck, and it was hilarious to me. I have a screenshot of it. I don't know if... Oh, you went flying. Oh. You're so fast, it's hard to keep up with you. But I might show it, I don't know. Large Titanite shard. I don't know if I moved the screenshot over to PC. I don't think I did. But here's a shortcut back to the Church of Yorshka bonfire. And we should probably send that back up. And we can move over to the Silver Cat ring because you can go forward or you can go to the left and take this drop. And Silver Cat ring allows us to avoid some fall damage. And also large Titanite shard. Been getting a lot of upgrade materials. Is this like... Is this the most you get in any game? Because... it might be bias from Bloodborne. Because I just did a Bloodborne run. But while going through Bloodborne, I hardly got any upgrade materials. Now, I'm doing a single... Can't really call it a weapon class run because it's Bloodborne. It doesn't have weapon classes. But I'm only using the threaded cane. I'm not using anything else. So the lower amount of upgrade materials isn't a big deal. There's an item with seemingly no way to get to it. We can get to that in a minute. Die. I was pressing the dodge button and my character was just like, no. This feels good. Now here we can summon Londor Pale Shade because we have Yuri as a friend. Here we can summon Goddard. And here we can summon Anri. And down here there's a shortcut back to the Church of Yorshka bonfire. Ow. Well, the Fire Witch knows we're here. Yep. Like I said, fighting any enemy when there's a Fire Witch sucks. Because it's like, you get maybe one attack. Because they just spam that. And so they very quickly become target number one. Nope. Large Titanite shard. Soul. Yeah, I don't know why, but sometimes that enemy just doesn't move forward. Like, in case you don't know, they're supposed to move forward. but they just didn't. But there you get Ring the Sun's Firstborn, you get a Lightning Gem, and you get Magic Clutch Ring. This is the one we saw a little earlier. But one more item. Soul of a Weary Warrior. So we're gonna head back to Firelink, get these levels in, and then we're gonna go fight the boss. And then maybe, hopefully, we'll have time. Maybe, hopefully, we'll have time to talk to Siegmeyer. I don't know, though. Or a Siegward. Not using miracles, not using great hammers, not using spears. Not using that. Not using miracles. We can keep this because we have thrusting weapons. But
Welcome.
that's all.
Then take.
But you're purely into vitality.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
75. 71.1, so we're like 2 levels away from being able to have the chest piece without the shield. So we're close. Now, this boss coming up is a little unique in the sense that they have 3 optional summons. Which is very rare, considering most bosses have 0 to maybe 1. Nope. I mean, there's a few bosses that have 2, but not a lot. What? I didn't know what you were gonna do there. We can go after this enemy. Surely this one singular enemy won't kill us. Good. But the question is, do we want to use summons? And I'm gonna go with no. Also don't know if we want to heal or not. He's not moving, that is thankful for that. Oh. Ow. Of course my attack missed. Whereas his attack hit. Ow. Okay. I attacked, but it was ever so slightly too late. Or I dodged, but it was ever so slightly too late. Ooh. Ooh. I've heard some people say that keeping that phantom alive is actually good. Because the phantom shows you what his next attack is gonna be. What? But the people who say that are kind of stupid. And the reason is because, yeah, sure, the first guy shows the attack that the second guy is gonna do, but you don't know what the first guy is gonna do. It's like, if there's just one pontiff, you don't know what the one pontiff is gonna do. But if there's two pontiffs, yeah, sure, the first pontiff shows what the second pontiff is gonna do, but you still don't know what the first pontiff is gonna do. And so it just becomes a logical fallacy. And it kind of feels like people coping. But it also makes it harder because if there's just one pontiff, you can just look at the one pontiff. But if there's two pontiffs, well, you have to keep your eye on two different pontiffs, which is a lot harder. So I'd say that there being two pontiffs actually makes things harder. And you could see that I was having an easier time when there was just one. Okay. 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 Do you hear me bowling my dodge button? Because that's what that is. CPS is knocking on my door right now because I am bowling my dodge button. Oh my god. I keep pressing dodge, but not dodging. Let me dodge. God damn. See, there I think I was out of stamina. And so the dodge not going off makes sense. Jesus Christ. The dodge... Again, I was going... But my character just was not dodging. He just stood there and took that to the mouth. Several times. Again, this is a brand new controller. Like, I press dodge once. I press it once. I press it once. I press it once. I press it once. Which means... it's not... dodge being broken, but anyways.
Oh, then we're both safe and sound. Thank the gods for that. I don't like getting things so close. I might have died if it wasn't for that peculiar onion knight. But in the end, it all paid off. Take a good look. They're sure to be of some use.
Now, I find it kind of weird that you send him to Undead Settlement, and he comes back with Pontiff stuff. And then you send him to Irithyll, which has the Pontiff stuff, but he comes back with a Lothric stuff. It's just very strange to me, but... anyways.
Goodbye.
Yuria should have some new dialogue now.
Speak, honorable. Ah, good tidings. Thy spouse is ready. The time is right to greet her. The girl awaits thee in the hidden dark moon chamber of Anor Londo. So thou mayst a true monarch become. Ah, good tidings. The girl. So thou may. Till we meet again, may the dark sigil guide thee.
Alright, so... I think now is a good time to end it. We got through all of Irithyll.
Well, very then taken up. Farewell, Ashen One. May
Well, we got through all of Irithyll. We beat a boss.
Ashen One. Well,
We got...
very then take. Farewell, Ashen One. May
we got some more stuff from Greirat. And now we can use the entire Executioner set plus her Halberd and still have the good roll, so... We also continued Sirris' quest and beat Creighton. I think that's pretty good progress today, and yeah.